Who are you? And how do you even begin to answer that question? Maybe you begin to answer that question by saying your name. Hi, I'm Eric. But that's not the who I'm talking about. I'm talking about who are you deep down. And maybe then you think, okay, well, who am I is based on other people's opinion, right? Who am I is my actions towards other people, is a reflection of my actions, right? So who am I? Well, maybe you start listing out the things you do, the actions you commit, right? Maybe you're kind to others, right? Maybe you're mean to others, but that's not really who you are in a sense. It is a little bit. It makes up definitely a little bit of who you are, but it's more of what you are. You are kind, right? You are brave, or you are mean, you are condescending, right? That's not necessarily the who, that is just the what. Who are you truly at your core when nobody else is there? And it's not even when nobody else is there. It's when you have zero external factors forcing you to manipulate yourself in any way. Who are you then? And have you ever even experienced a moment in your life where you don't have any external factors pushing you to be somebody you're not? I don't necessarily think so. I think there's always factors that cause you to change, even just a little bit, like the slightest of bits that you might not even notice. You yourself might not even notice, right? But it happens. And maybe it affects you in a bigger way that you think, right? It prevents you from being who you truly are. But how do you even begin to find out who you truly are? It's such an interesting topic, right? The topic of self, of one's being, right? Do you have a soul? Is that who you truly are? Is it the soul inside of you, right, that we don't even know exists? Is it your consciousness? Is it just your brain telling you who you are based off past experiences? Because who were you when you didn't have any past experiences, when there was nothing before? Who were you the moment you became you, right? I've talked about this with friends a lot. It seems that a general consensus is who you are is built off of memories and experiences, right? That almost clump up from, it's like a bunch of clay. And every time you have an experience, it's a little piece of clay that gets added to this Play-Doh structure that you're making, and it keeps compounding on itself until it's giant and it fills who you are, and it's all your experiences. And this who you are is just a reflection of all of that, right? And it just gets reflected back at you the more you act upon these experiences, the more you act based on these memories, right? So where was the beginning? Where is the core of this? You need to have a core so that all of this Play-Doh, right, all of this experiences and these memories can stack upon, right? What is at the center of all of this? It's so weird. It's so unknown to me. What is truly at the center of all of this? Who you truly are. I think, can you even reach who you truly are? I think in a way you can. I also just think maybe you were never really meant to know, or maybe it is literally impossible. Who you truly are would just be who you were in that first experience, in that first moment, if who you truly are is truly based off of those experiences in those moments. But it's kind of like, it seems almost predetermined who you are, right? People talk a lot about free will. If free will truly doesn't exist, right, who I was never my choice. And so maybe to change your life, right, and to change who you are fundamentally as you believe it, then you can accept the reality that, yeah, maybe free will doesn't exist. But if you really want to change who you are, then you kind of do need to just be delusional and believe that free will exists. Believe you can make your own decisions, not based off of your past experiences, right? Based off of only instinct, only your soul, only who you truly are, right? But who even is that? Because it's not your name. I doubt it's your experiences. Because then, like, where does it all start? It kind of seems very underwhelming to me if, who you are just starts at your first ever experience, at your first ever memory. Because then, like, that's so little to go off of. What does that tell your brain about who you are, right? I think we truly do have a self that we can just not perceive with our feeble human minds, right? Like, all of these experiences and stuff and these memories, we don't think about this consciously about who we are and make decisions based off it. Our brain just does it for us, right? Our mind does it for us. It looks through all of our memories, all of our experiences in a flash and tells us, based on all of that, here's the route you need to take. Here's the route you need to take as the person you are, right? This is what you would do it. And you kind of just listen to that because you have no other choice. Like, it almost controls you. And I have a feel I want to get rid of that control so bad, but it's how, right? If you get rid of the control of your brain, are you sacrificing your consciousness to see who you truly are? Because then you don't even get to see, right? Who are you when nobody's looking, when there's no factors forcing you to be somebody you're not? And will you ever even see that version of you? But with all of this doom, right? With all of this doomer type shit, I think you maybe have to look at it in a more positive light. Maybe who you are is much easier to find. You just have to believe. Maybe who you are was never predetermined to begin with. Maybe the whole free will thing, even if you don't have free will, maybe it never decided who you were. Maybe that is the one thing you got to come up with. Maybe that's the one thing you get to come up with, because you have no obligation to be who you were yesterday. You have no obligation to be who you were 5 minutes ago. You can change right now. Nobody's truly stopping you. Like, maybe you think people are stopping you. Oh, my friends are all going to think I'm weird. But it's like, just change who you are. Like, nobody is stopping you from making that internal change. And it all comes down to believing who you are. Like, maybe there is no definitive who you are. Maybe it was just what you believed you were and who you believed you were, right? But then it's very paradoxical, I think. It's very like an infinite question. Like, oh, you believe you're somebody, but who is the person believing? It's like, maybe it's best just to not think about all of that. And just say, this is me. And just try your hardest not to be affected by the outside world. And truly be your 100% genuine self. And it seems very hard. It seems very impossible. But humans can do things that seem impossible through the power of belief. And maybe that's what it was all along. Maybe who you are is not even a question that should be asked. Maybe it's, who do you believe you are? That's just who you are. It's whoever you want to be. It's, if you truly think about it and you put the work in to the person you want to be, and you constantly think about it, you constantly feed your mind these thoughts of, this is the person I am, this is the person I am positive, I believe in myself, I'm competent, I am brave, right? I'm courageous. The more you think it, the more your brain believes it. The more it's reflected out into the world, right? And all of your environment is just a big mirror, and it's reflected back to you, and it just ensures the fact of who you are, right? It just presses that claim more. It just reflects back to you who you believe you truly are, and then that's who you are. So it really doesn't matter who you are. It matters who you believe you are, and you can be anything you want. You can be whoever you want. You have no obligation to be the person you were 5 minutes ago. So if you want to be a different person, just change. And don't think about all of this. Who am I truly? You are truly whoever you want to be. That is who you are. You are somebody that has no bounds, that is only bound by their own mind, by their own imagination, by their own belief. That is the only thing stopping you. At the center of it all was the ability to believe. And that is what makes you you. Because you can believe in anything. And if you believe it, you can do it. And so you can be whoever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want, despite everything happening around you. That is who you are. Ever changing, ever evolving, unstoppable force of nature. who does not have a face, who does not have a name, who does not even have a body that stays the same from moment to moment, constantly changing. You just got to take that to heart, and you got to believe that. And then you won. You can do anything. Work on being a kind person, kind to others, spreading joy, spreading positivity, spreading this self-belief so that people know that they can do anything. Be the hero. That's who you are, right? Be whatever the hell you want to be. I don't really care. Thank you for watching.